7 ways to invest $10,000. In this video, we will show you 7 amazing and smart ways that you can invest $10,000 in the year 2022. We will go over a total of 7 strategies that will fast track your wealth and maximize your money. If you're new here, then it would mean a lot to us if you subscribe to our channel. Get more life-changing, mindset-shifting, and informative content regularly, only here at WealthMatic. Now, just a quick disclaimer, I may have experience in finance, but I am not in any way a financial advisor. I only deliver knowledge in a fun, exciting, and informative way. So, if your money is experiencing a serious decline, I strongly suggest that you are a financial advisor to help you with your situation. Number 1. A less thrilling but potentially lucrative option to invest $10,000 is to make payments for any high interest rate debt you may have. When you're in trouble, whether it's through a credit card, a mortgage, or a car loan, a private loan won't help you. If you're on credit, it's surely costing you money. Of course, some loans are good debt, and if it's interest-free and helps you generate more money, it makes sense to maintain the debt. After that, simply reinvest the funds elsewhere. And to get a good level of return, you'll have to accept the possibility of losing money for a few years. When you have high interest debt on the other hand, just paying it down is like obtaining a promised instant amount of profits, regardless of the loan's interest rate. So paying off a credit card bill with a 20% interest rate is practically like obtaining a promised 20% return on the money with absolutely no risk. Moving on to number 2. For those who don't know, an emergency fund is simply money set aside to be utilized exclusively in the event of, you guessed it, an event where there's an emergency. So having a 3 to 6 month emergency fund means you won't have to rely on credit cards to get through any unforeseen events. And you won't have to liquidate your shares or other assets at a time when their value has fallen and it's not a good idea to sell. An emergency fund should be entirely liquid, accessible whenever you need it, and held in a secure location. As a result, the price does not fluctuate. However, my logic is that crises usually occur at the most inconvenient times. When you need money the most, when a recession occurs, or when you lose your job. And if by the moment you require your funds, your assets have lost 20% of their value, I'm sure you'll wish you had just put it in a bank account. Strategy number 3, and most importantly, this is where the fun begins. You paid off all high interest debt and maintain an emergency fund. That's done. You might put that to good use now. Now you invest $10,000 in your retirement savings. And when it comes to this, we'll be looking at 3 major accounts. Then, we'll talk about some particular investments that you may make inside those accounts after that. I guess it depends as to how many potential risks you want to take and how much money you want to make. My favorite retirement fund overall for some of that $10,000 is a Roth IRA, which is a retirement account where you can contribute after-tax money, and then all of the profit you make in that account becomes untaxed by the age of 59. Eventually, I suppose. Now, if you were to trade that investment, you'd have to pay the tax on it someday, and taxes make me unhappy. However, if you sell your Roth IRA beyond the age of 59 and a half, you won't have to pay any taxes on the money you make. That's surely amazing, isn't it? And if you've done all of that and still have some of that $10,000 left, you may check into donating part of it into an HSA that stands for a health savings account, and that's strategy number 4. This is without a doubt one of the best kept secrets in the world. It isn't a mystery though. It's simply that not many people are fully aware of it, and even fewer are willing to discuss about it. Now there are some requirements you must meet to accomplish this, which you can readily learn about by conducting a Google search. However, provided you qualify, you may add up to $3,500 each year, tax-free, to this account using pre-tax funds. This account is now used solely to cover any out-of-pocket medical expenses that might occur, and it's also acceptable if you don't utilize the money that year. It simply carries over to the following year. Now this one is particularly appealing since in my view, it has some of the best tax advantages available, maybe the best one in the world. If you're still wondering what you should do with the $10,000, here's what I do. If you're saving for a larger investment or don't want to go through a lot of trouble, a CD, a savings account, or a bond would be the best options. This one may seem entirely paradoxical because the whole idea of this lecture was to discover a method to get the most out of your money. However, there are surely instances when you can save money for something that would cost you over a whopping $10,000, such as buying real estate, starting a business, or putting your child through college. Buying real estate, starting a business, or placing your cash elsewhere will all demand additional money. This is where this technique comes in. It's surely low risk, and it's even a low reward strategy. But it's safe, stable, and predictable. And you can keep saving since you know that $10,000 isn't going away at all. Number 6. Let's say you have $10,000 and have to do something big with it. You want to take the next step and transform it into a little fortune in the upcoming years. You don't want to do something dumb with it though. But if that's the situation, you got index funds, which are simply a collection of stocks. And for a modest price, you'll be allowed to own a tiny fraction of all you invest in. And because index funds follow the whole market rather than just one stock, they provide a lot more diversity and stable long-term performance. And on average, the most popular index fund, which is called the S&P 500, has provided a yearly return of around 8% adjusted for inflation and dividends reinvested. Now, for the majority of the population viewing this clip, I strongly recommend this approach because it has the best risk-to-reward ratio in regards to how much cash you can make. Not just that, index funds have a relatively low charge, which equals more money in the pockets. The last benefit of index funds is that they are simple to use. You don't have to spend hours and hours looking for cheap stocks, and you don't have to wait to buy at the cheapest price and sell at the highest price. Number 7. Finally, based on the price range and the location you wish to invest in, you can get started in real estate investment. The first benefit is that you will be able to borrow the majority of the funds required to invest. This means you may put your money to work for you. This means you may leverage your money and possibly own a $100,000 investment for only a price of $10,000. And the best thing about this is that you get to keep all of the profits the property creates. Such as if the property increases in value 10% next year, you've earned a whopping 100% profit on your $10,000 investment. And now you have it. My top 7 strategies to invest $10,000 in 2022. It all relies on your risk profile and financial goals. Moving into 2022, it just comes down to your tolerance for risk and how much money you would like to invest. But I promise, one of these strategies will help you get the most out of your money once you have it. And as a result, you will be able to scale it up at some point. And that is it for today's video. Thank you for lending the time to watch, so please like and leave a comment down below if you liked the video, and subscribe to our channel. If you want to elevate your life from the one that you have to the one that you deserve, be sure to click the subscribe button right now. This has been the one and only WealthMatic, and we will see you on our next video.